Hey everyone, it's Chica. Today we're going to talk about the varnishes you might use for sealing your altered moments and the different sheens they're available in. If you've been following along, you know I've been taking Precious Moments figurines and altering them into something new. Whenever I finish a piece, I seal it with a varnish to protect it. These varnishes have different sheens, and a lot of you have asked me what the different sheens look like, so I thought, let's do an experiment. I've got 4 different products here with different sheens, and we're going to see how they look on a piece. This is the example piece we're going to be working with. This is just a base from our Precious Moments, and I've painted it solid black so that the sheen shows up really nicely. I removed the pieces from it. I needed them for something else, and I painted this all with my standard paint, which is the DecoArt Multi-Surface Satin. This has a satin finish. This is just straight up paint. There's 3 coats of paint on here just to give it a nice solid coverage, and you can see this nice satin finish, which I really like. But we're going to experiment. I'm going to split this up, and we're going to try 4 different sheens to show how that can change. All right, I got my 4 products lined up here, so let's walk through them all. The first one is the DecoArt Media Soft Touch Varnish. So this Soft Touch, this is something kind of unique. You may not have seen it before. It has a very soft, velvety, very matte finish. We're going to try this. It's a bit of a specialty product. Could be hard to find, but I had some, so we're going to try it and see how that looks. Next up, we have this Americana Decor Ultra Matte Varnish. So I really like this line of sealers and this Ultra Matte, so we're going to give that one a shot. Next up, this is my favorite, the Light Satin Varnish. This is what I prefer on my Precious Moments pieces. It has a very gentle sheen. It's very similar to the paint that I use originally. I use this one for all of my painted areas, and then I actually tend to use this Ultra Matte for the skin. And then finally, we're gonna go with this DuraClear High Gloss. Let's go super gloss and see how that comes out for you guys. These are the 4 we're gonna use. And again, this is my samples. So I'm gonna split this up into sections and we're gonna get started. Now, let me just take a minute to say that I am using all DecoArt products right now. They happen to be the brand that I really like and trust for this type of work. But other varnishes might be available in the same finishes, but this will still give you an example of what the different sheens might look like for different products. By the way, the reason I like DecoArt so much, it is all made in the USA, and in fact, it is made about 30 minutes from my house here in Central Kentucky. So that's pretty cool for us. We love supporting local business, and it's a great product. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is mark off my sections here. I'm not going to put a line in the middle because I want to be able to see that difference, but I've got a marker pen here, and I'm going to mark this off into 4 sections so that I don't forget what I'm doing. And let's label each one. Let's put here Soft Touch. This one is going to be the Ultra Matte. All right, we'll put the Light Satin on here. And the High Gloss here. All right, there we go. Now let's get going. Starting first with the Soft Touch. Now we're going to do the Ultra Matte. Next up, my favorite, the Light Satin. And finally, the High Gloss. Okay, I've got my 4 sealers on that piece now. I'm going to give it plenty of time to dry so that we can see the finish, and I'll come back soon when it's dry and show you what it looks like. Okay, it's been an hour or 2 and the sealers are dry, so let's see what we have. Okay, here's our piece all dry. Wow, look at the difference in those sheens. All right, so let's go through each one at a time. This right here, this was our Soft Touch. Remember I told you it had this very dull, it's sort of a soft velvety, it's really hard to describe, but it's got sort of a suede feel to it, but look at that. There is no shine on that at all. That is really the most matte sealer that I've got. Now over here, this was our Ultra Matte, which is not quite as matte as the Soft Touch, but this Ultra Matte, this is a really nice finish too. It took all of the shine off of that paint. You see that? That's a really nice flat finish. All right, down here, our Light Satin. This is the one that is the most similar to how the paint looked originally. If you remember, that's really pretty much dead on, and that's the finish that I like to give my pieces just a little bit of shine, but not too much. And then over here, our High Gloss. Wow, it looks wet. That is so super glossy. This is if you want something really shiny. Maybe you want it to look wet, or you want to make candy or something that you want it to be really glossy. That's the way to go. So here you go. Those are our 4 different sheens. Hopefully this will serve as an example to help you guys know exactly which sheen you want for your piece. Okay, there you go. That is a pretty good, clear example of exactly how these different sheens come out on the piece. I hope you found this little experiment helpful and that it helps you decide which sheen you want to use for your varnish or sealer when you're creating your altered moments. Please be sure to give us a like and a subscribe so you don't miss any of our new videos coming up soon. And if you'd like more help and inspiration, come join our Facebook group. We have an amazing community of like-minded artists there creating altered moments who have lots of inspiration and ideas and tips to share. Until next time, see ya.